Hello again, this is number 24, Sculpt January, and the topic was anger. So I went for my sort of caricature style again. This one was a bit quicker, at about 2.5 to 3 hours, which I needed today because I had quite a busy day with a parents' evening. So I managed to get this done in lunchtime, and a little bit yesterday. So again, spending a lot of time getting the basic shape on a very low detail. Using mainly the snake hook tool, occasionally the draw tool and the pinch tool. This time I got a few reference images of different faces with angry expressions. And I'm trying to go for a slightly different style this time, with a more sort of rigid look. So I use the polish or flatten brush to sort of give it harsher edges in places. I was going to do separate teeth, and then I thought, just for the sake of speed, I'll quickly fill in the mouth and do the teeth in the same model. If I were going to texture the teeth separately, I would therefore have to isolate them with a painted mask and then attach a different material to that selection. But I kept it simple, and you can see I'm using the flattened brush around the place there, just to flatten out areas and give him that sort of spikiness to his angry expression. This is all with symmetry turned on, and I go as far as I feel I can with symmetry. Then I turn it off and do some finer details. I thought, because I wanted him to be angry but quite an aggressive, muscly, intimidating figure, I thought I'd do a bit more around the shoulder area. But I had quite a high detail level, so I lowered the detail to do the shoulder area, because it's much easier to add mass with a lower detail. It took me a bit of time to tidy that up, really. I've seen other people do some fun stuff with the eyes. They sort of sculpt the eyes rather than just texture them, so I thought I would actually pull the cornea thing in, or whatever it's called, and put a tiny little blob there for the highlight. And I've upped the detail a fair bit now. I'm just going in, sorting out a few areas. I'm fairly happy with how the sculpt is looking, so in a moment I turn symmetry off to add that element of character. And I pull in one side of the face so it has a sort of warped mouth, so it doesn't look like he's smiling, he looks angry. It's still not quite there, I'm still working on the caricature style, and expressions are quite hard to mimic in some ways. I thought I'd go in and add a bit of detail around the place, and then I thought actually it'd be fun to put in a funny sort of scar, make him look even more aggressive and intimidating. But generally these are just tidying up bits. I thought about texturing the whole body, but I didn't have my brushes with me because they're on my computer at home, and I'm using my Wacom Studio Pro for this. I had a go with the remesh modifier in the Sculpt tools, but you can see I'm getting some problems around the nose and I would have preferred to use that because I could have gone to a multi-resolution modifier much easier, and the topology would have been quite nice if I wanted to do any painting. And I tried to decimate on different options like the planar, but just went with the classic decimate through collapse. And you can see, setting up the textures in the normal way, I've baked out the textures already, I haven't shown that, and I'm just hooking them up, the cavity and the ambient occlusion, to give you a rough idea of what I was doing. And I also go in and do a tiny bit of painting after this, just to give the nose and ears and chin a bit of ruddiness. And I texture the eye as well, just to give it a bit more character. I also wanted to make the teeth just seem that bit whiter. But I didn't go too far with this because I didn't have a lot of time. I painted whilst having the cavity map plugged in as well, so I could see where all the lines were, and that's very helpful when painting. I'll do a tutorial on that soon. So there it is, number 24, Anger. A quicker one today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you do want to support me, I've got my models for sale on sketchfab. The links are in the description, but don't feel like you have to. I'm just happy to get all the comments and feedback from people. That's really great, much appreciated. And links for Sculpt January in the description. I'll see you there.